This is Jilliana Ranicar-Breese. This is part 4 of my talk with Dr. Hakan. Okay, go ahead, please.
So, I'm 55 years old now. I reached a certain level for my education, career, business life, and etc. But like every human being, everybody will die one day. So, before I need to do something for my country and for my city.
Your mission.
My mission. And I always had a dream. This dream, first to make a museum, then an institute to explain who the Turks are, because this is a serious problem on the world. We don't have enough educated people to explain ourselves to the world. It's very funny. All the experts of Turkish art, culture, history, foreigners.
They're all foreigners.
They're all foreigners. Now it's time for Turks to awaken and recognize their personalities.
Yes,
who the
quite
Turks
right,
are,
quite right.
what kind of religions we went through. I'm making sometimes jokes. When I say to my students in the university, Turks were Jewish, in the beginning a big shock happens. They don't know, but when I explain it in a scientific way and in the time of historical evolution, then they get surprised and they know. Even my religious and very Islamic students, they get shocked, but then they feel very happy to know the real history.
But you mentioned you're a Mevlani.
Mevlevi, Rumi.
Yes,
but,
yes.
Rumi is a spiritual thing.
That's right.
And Rumi is very contemporary and very intellectual for his own period. If you talk about 13th century, 14th century, he brought many humanistic new ideas to Islam, and it was a school spread all over the Islamic world. First of all, Rumi was not a political leader, he was a spiritual leader. Mm-hmm. That's why Mevlevi religious order didn't become very popular today, because you cannot play with Mevlevis for political reasons.
Right, right. Politics comes into everything.
Yes.
I want you to tell me about the Silk Route and your meeting.
Silk Route is our feature and our project. So when I talk about making an institute and a museum, my first target was Silk Road. I want to rebuild the Silk Road, because Silk Road means
Please
a
explain
great
it.
Turkish history,
right,
and great Turkish power. Right. Because on the world we have like 350 million Turkish-speaking people. So only in Turkey we are about 80 million, but this is not all Turkey and Turks. Half of Iran, more than half of Iran is Turkish. Then Balkans, lots of Turkish culture and Turkish people. Up to Vienna, because in Ottoman time
Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Hungary in history was Turkish.
Yes.
Hungar, the country of Huns, the Attila.
Yes.
But they become Christian. Bulgarians were Turks.
Yes.
Then Gagavuz, Moldova was Turks. Crimea, we had Turkish states. And then all Central Asia, partly Afghanistan.
Up to Mongolia.
Yeah, partly Afghanistan. Even India, Rajasthan was Turkish.
Really?
Babur was.
Really?
They called them. Sometimes in history, this was a little bit English phobia, so they were afraid in the 18th century, 19th century, bringing all Turks together. So they called them, instead of saying Turks, they called like Azeris. They called like Mongols. Or look, in Mongolia's population today, 2.5 million people, 600,000 people is still Turkish in Mongolia.
Good God.
So in China we have another Turkish
and
state,
Turkish
East
is
Turkestan.
spoken there.
Yes, and the most clean Turkish is spoken in China, in Xinjiang, Uyghur territory, and these are
Turkish.
all East Turkestan is the Turkish.
Good.
And Islam spread to Turkey, Anatolia, from East Turkestan.
Good heavens.
And Bukhara, then Khorasan, Iran. So Turks, they went and they come back. Every day, 30 kilometers with thousands of camels. They were the transporters of Chinese. You know, why the Great Wall done by the Chinese people. But now, time is over. There's no more warm wars. We have cold wars, or we have economical competition. So One day in my shop, like I met you, by chance I met Robert. He's an English guy from Bath.
And his full name?
Robert Bernard Weston.
Right.
And he's my close friend. We have very similar personalities. He's left-handed like me, and he has also algorithmic brain. So we come together. It's like Mevlana meeting Shams Tabrizi, and we started to produce some projects. I explained him about my dreams and ideas. Then he said, "I can help with it, and I can try to find you finance for your projects."
Fantastic.
Because
Yeah.
we are talking about projects up to $1 billion. It's a great project, and our main target
Yes.
is to build a private university here.
Yes. In
With
Antalya.
in Antalya, it's the standards,
using the exhibition center, right?
everything. But it will be a university for future, maybe 100,000 international students. Main language will be English, but we want to keep the quality like Harvard and Oxford. Has to be one of the best
Harvard,
universities
you
in
mean?
the world.
Really?
And we want to call this university University of Humankind. We want to educate there the future world leaders. And you can ask me why in Turkey or why in Antalya, because Antalya is like 7,000 years old. Even if we talk about Paleolithic time of Antalya, it is more than 20,000 years. So it's levels of cultures here. Geographic situation is fantastic.
And the climate is wonderful.
Climate wonderful, suitable. And you know what happened? I tell you, a miracle happened. Our government somehow decided to bring Expo to Turkey. In 2016, we made Expo Center
Yes.
and Expo Park and Expo
And now
exhibition.
it's empty because it's over.
You know, the expos are always like that. You use it like an international fair. After 1 year, it's empty. But this is a very good area for us to use as a private university. Even not Expo. We want to keep Expo as it is. There are some buildings we can use for our project, like a big tower, because we are trying to make there a media center.
So have you already contacted the powers that be?
Look, Robert made me a fantastic project
Yes.
and possible finance finding ways.
No, I mean who the government created the center.
Government created the center. They spent $3 billion.
So are you in touch with
Yes, I am
with
still
the government?
in touch in government,
Yes.
but the people, they don't know what to do, so they find our project. I talked to foreign ministers and
Educational minister, I would have thought. Minister of Culture.
Minister of Culture is always changing these days. We did something else. So in this condition, we become a part of an organization. So this Humankind University project is written already. It will turn to reality. But when government informed about our project, they are very much interested.
So when do you think this might happen?
This will happen very soon, as soon as we find some budget.
What, in a couple of years, you think?
If it is possible, faster than, because we don't have that much time to wait. As soon as possible, we organize the financial situation, we will continue.
Sounds absolutely fascinating. And next time I come back to Antalya, we're going to continue and see what happens.
Now our program is like that. Robert will come again.
When's he
We
coming?
are invited by Prime Minister's privatization units,
Yes.
and they want us to organize a workshop and to bring everybody together who will be interested with this Expo Center and
will
private
that be
university.
next year, maybe?
No, soon, before this year.
Even this year?
ends,
Oh, wonderful.
We will have this workshop. I will be the president of the committee.
Very
And
exciting.
then one big hope comes from China, because China has one road, one belt project.
Right.
So they want to finance our they will be our number one financiers, but we have Silk Road Institute. There will be 60 more countries who want
Where is the Silk Road Institute?
It will be in Expo. We have buildings ready already.
I see. So it'll be here.
Here.
Okay.
So we will, our project, we start from Antalya. we will end up in the
Back in
Mongolia,
China.
in China.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.